The USS Liberty incident is one of the most controversial maritime mysteries in American history. On June 8, 1967, during the Six-Day War, a U.S. Navy technical research ship was patrolling in international waters off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula. Suddenly, it was swarmed by Israeli fighter jets and motor torpedo boats in a brutal, unprovoked attack. The assault lasted for over an hour. The Israeli jets raked the deck with napalm and machine gun fire, while torpedo boats launched several strikes, one of which tore a 40-foot hole in the hull. Despite the Liberty flying a large American flag and being clearly marked, the attackers continued until 34 U.S. sailors were dead and 174 were wounded. The conspiracy began almost immediately after the smoke cleared. The Israeli government quickly apologized, claiming it was a case of mistaken identity. They argued they had confused the sophisticated U.S. spy ship with the El Qusir, an out-of-service Egyptian horse transport ship that was less than half the Liberty's size. However, the survivors of the USS Liberty tell a very different story. They insist the Israeli pilots circled the ship for hours before the attack, flying low enough to see the sailors waving from the deck. The weather was clear, and the American flag was flapping prominently. They believed the mistake was impossible given the visibility. Even more chilling were the reports that the Israeli boats jammed the Liberty's distress frequencies and shot at the lifeboats that were lowered into the water. Under international law, attacking lifeboats is a war crime. Survivors felt they were being systematically eliminated so there would be no witnesses to the accident. The U.S. government's reaction added fuel to the fire. Despite the severity of the attack on a Navy vessel, the official Naval Board of Inquiry concluded in record time, just 10 days, that it was an accident. Many of the survivors were sworn to secrecy and told they would face prison if they spoke about what really happened that day. Admiral Thomas Moorer, who later became chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, didn't buy the official story. He later stated, "I cannot accept the explanation that this was a case of mistaken identity." He and other high-ranking officials believed the attack was deliberate, intended to prevent the Liberty from intercepting sensitive Israeli military communications. Some theorists suggest a deeper false flag motive, that the plan was to sink the ship, leave no survivors, and blame Egypt. This would have forced the United States into the Six-Day War on Israel's side. Because the Liberty refused to sink, the mistaken identity cover story had to be deployed to smooth over the diplomatic nightmare. Decades later, intercepted radio transmissions from that day were released. In the recordings, Israeli pilots can be heard questioning the identity of the ship, with some expressing doubt that it was Egyptian. Yet, the order to attack was maintained. The debate over whether the mistake was gross negligence or a calculated strike remains unresolved. The USS Liberty incident remains a conspiracy because the official record and the testimony of those who lived through it remain in total opposition. Every year, survivors gather to demand a full congressional investigation, but so far, the official version of a tragic mistake remains the only one recognized by the government.